Welcome, everyone. I am your host, Kevin Lee Father. This is the live stream. This is just going to be a casual one. Nothing really happening in the news right now, so I thought I'd just log on for a few minutes. It is Kevin Lee's son's last day visiting me. My son is in town, and so he wants to go netsing, which is what Americans call tennis. And so we're going to do that in a few minutes. He's got some stuff to do. He's got to do some laundry and stuff before he heads out. So until he's ready, I will do a little something with you here. No rallies to cover today. I mean, we've got enough rallies. We've got some rallies we can edit together, all of the gaffes from Trump, so we could do that. Hey, Lizzie. Hey, Chuck. Good to see you. Hey, Marcy, Phyllis. I did want to take a look. This is Kelly, not Kelly Ann Conway. Hi, Danielle. I did want to take a look at Fox and Friends this morning because Kayleigh Macaroni was on there. And apparently, although she's taking in $185,000 of taxpayer money as the press secretary at the White House, apparently she's now identifying herself as part of the Trump campaign, which is a clear-cut violation of the Hatch Act. But she's like, oh, I have two jobs, which is really not the way the Hatch Act was written. Let's take a look here. And then if we still have time, maybe we'll do some editing together. Maybe look at other stuff. If you guys know something that's super interesting that happened today, let me know. Maybe we'll take a look at that.
It'll run smooth. McEnany. She is a Trump 2020 campaign advisor. Hey,
Trump 2020 campaign advisor. She's the White House press secretary is what she is. But Trump 2020 campaign advisor, according to the Deuce on Fox and Friends.
Haley, good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve.
Okay, so into the final 5 days, I know that both campaigns are spending a lot on TV.
By the way, guys, I've been watching the numbers. I've been watching, more importantly, the number of voters who are out. 70 to 80 million votes have already come in. This is going to be a Biden sweep. Biden is probably going to win Texas at this point. I know that something came out about the FBI. I'm extremely confident. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't vote because everybody watching has already voted. It's all about getting the people to vote who didn't vote before. And what is motivating those people? Well, there's two things. The independents who just didn't want to vote for Hillary because she just was not likable. I'm sorry. Yes, I know she's wonderful. She's a great person. You could sit down and have a conversation with her. But on camera, she comes off as not likable. And you can argue with me. That's fine. And your opinion is completely valid. But what matters is the opinion of the independents. And independents swung heavily to Trump. They're not going to do that this time. Not since the COVID. And then you've got record turnout all over the place. Now, who knows how many people are actually going to show up on Election Day? I think people are like, hey, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to vote now so that I don't have to be in the crowds on Election Day. This could be one of those situations where, you know how they're like, oh, the I-5 or I-505 or 605 or whatever the freeway is in your town, it's going to be shut down for 2 weeks every day between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. And you got to make plans. And people work from home and they avoid it. And then it comes and it's going to be Carmageddon and it's okay, you know. The freeway shut down. They divert you a little bit. It takes you an extra 10 minutes. Everyone is so afraid of showing up on Election Day and having to wait there for 20 hours that where they can, people have voted early. Half the voting population has already voted. Half of us. So, yeah, the vote in the non-swing states is already done. Biden has a very good chance at getting Texas. Record turnout in Texas. If you look at the lines in Democratic areas, they're showing up. And these are people that didn't show up for Hillary. Remember, hey, David. Congratulations, David, on being first. Hey, at random. See if anybody ever pays attention to me. Mathematically speaking, what voting bloc didn't show up for Hillary? And if you've been watching TV the last 2 weeks, you've heard dozens of news reporters talk about it and anchors. What voting bloc, and this is not anything personal, this is not just, we're all divided into voting blocks, and voting blocks help predict behavior. David voted today. David, I always assumed you were Russian, and did Soros get you citizenship in the United States? Is that what happened? No, women's always show up and vote. I'm talking about a specific. So it's not women. It's a very specific. And I've talked about this like 10 times. You guys don't listen to me. You guys are honestly, you're just here for the chat, and that's fine as long as you're enjoying yourself. I'm good with that. Let's listen to Kayleigh McEnany, and then we can talk. We can pull up the country, and we'll take a look at the electoral college, or the map of the electoral college, and we can play that too.
Campaigns are out and about, although your candidate.
Yes, minors did not show up to vote for Hillary. Not coal miners, kids under 18. Literally, none of the kids in this country voted for. You would think it's a grandma. Kids love grandma. No, they didn't show up for Hillary. You're absolutely right. Lizzie's got that.
Seems to be on TV all afternoon into the evening. But you've got something different, and you think it is.
Oh, YouTube blocked black males? That's not offensive. It's totally okay to be a black male, YouTube. Wow. Holy crap. Well, great job. Yes, everybody go over to Twitch. Fuck YouTube if you're not allowed to say black males. I was like, this whole Senate, oh, let's talk to Mark Zuckerberg. Lizzie Dog says big black thundering cock. For those of you watching and not in the chat room or watching delayed, YouTube blocks random stuff. Like sometimes YouTube will block fart if you say it in the chat room. Lizzie is over on the Twitch. The Twitch lets you say anything and it goes right through. So Lizzie's response to that. So, wow, it blocks black male. Here's the thing. Black males are showing up for Biden. Now, a ton of black males showed up for Hillary. It's not like they didn't show up. But it was down versus Obama, and there's a number of reasons for it, including the Russians targeting black males specifically. They were down in swing states 12 to 18%. That's mathematically, because everybody else showed up for Hillary. They did. And if you take it to, I mean, the college-educated whites and blah, 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 and some of the suburban white women voted for Trump, and Trump won white women. It's going to be hard for him to do that again. Seniors, Trump won the seniors for the most part. The seniors are now on Biden's side. Young voters are overwhelmingly on Biden's side. And in 2016, as always, young voters just didn't show up. And it wasn't that they didn't show up for Hillary, just young people just don't vote. In the midterms, young people voted 33% more than they normally do, and it was a midterm when people just don't vote. We are going to see record numbers, and at this point, I'm predicting Joe Biden in an absolute wave. You guys want to take a look at an electoral map, and we can have some fun with that, and you guys can choose who gets what, or do you want to watch Kayleigh McEnany? It's up to you. I'll let you choose. Is there a producer in the audience? Thundercock 2020. Thundercock got my vote. I mean, look, you got Thunder, you got Cock, two things that I'm scared of. Map, you guys want to do maps? Oh, I mean, in LA, it's 110% turnout, but because of the Electoral College, it's going to be. Let's go to the easy one to do here is 270 to win. You guys can play along at home as well. You can. This is a pretty cool site because you can make your own map. And this currently, the map that they've got, let's see where they, sometimes they'll take the 538 map and they'll put it up there. I have to move this over for you guys. Give me a second here. I have to bring this over here, and then I have to change this. One moment, please. One moment. Okay, now I can make it bigger. And what we'll do is we'll try and squeeze it in. We'll get rid of this loser logo right there that Chris Wilson made. Good news, everybody. T-shirts are coming. Rich Mac has taken the reins on that one and is putting that all together. So if you see a producer, if you see executive producer Rich Mac, tell him thank you because he's handling, he's taking care of all the logistics. All I have to do is tell him what I want. and there will be t-shirts coming for everybody at whatever level I said on Patreon. I should check that. I want to say it's the $25 level. I don't know for sure. If you're just watching and you're not a contributor, if you want to contribute to what we do, normally it's more than this. If you want to contribute, go to kevinleefather.com. Yeah, whoever takes Florida usually takes, so goes the nation. At Random has a good point right there. Hold on. I want to. Does anybody know? It's $25. Thank you, Marcy. Save us some time. So, if you want to be a participant and sponsor me, really sponsor us, because it's not about me. It's about us. Then you can become a protester. $25 and up, you get a T-shirt, a Kevin Lee Father T-shirt. You're going to get a really cool logo on it, a logo like this one right here. And I can't make it bigger for some reason today. Here we go. I kind of don't want to move it because then I got it. So that logo or one like it will be on there somewhere. So we will do that. We'll make that happen. Let me get rid of that again because it's blocking Alaska. So guys, shout out. What do we want to flip here? Does Florida, right now Biden's got 339 to 164. Let's make this even bigger so that you guys can everybody see that map? Do I need to go full screen? I don't want to get rid of the chat. Hold on. Let's go big, big, big. And I don't know if I can go much bigger than that. Let me get rid of a couple of things here, guys. Let me update the crawl so it's got the real numbers on you. For those asking, the little number on the crawl is the number of COVID deaths that we've got going on right now. Oh, you know what? Did it not save? Did it? Come on. Why didn't it save? I think it did. Give me a second. I'm not seeing what you guys are seeing, so just give me a second here. And it didn't. Hold on. I'll fix it. And like I said, at any moment here, Kevin Lee's son could be done doing what he needs to get done. And he wants to go netsing or tennis. So... we'll get to that in a second. So think about where you think we should change the maps. We can pull up the predictions as well. If you're watching at home, you're in front of a computer or whatever, go ahead and pull up the local polls or whatever you want to see. 538.com is one source, or Real Clear Politics is another one. Let's see what we got here. Chuck says 1971. Okay. This particular one is... This is a user-created map. I don't want to hit reset. I'm going to hit reset the map, and I don't want to get rid of everything, though. So let's... Okay, yeah. So this is the current polls. Let me make it smaller to get... I'm going to make me smaller, too. I'm going to get me out of the way. Hold on. Watch what I can do. I just put the camera up. Boop. If you guys want to see me, I'm still here, but I'll make me smaller. And cam 1, we're going to just shove me down to the corner right there. There we go. Just in case you still want to see me. Now we can all see Florida together. And can we see... Let's move up a little bit here. Boop. There we go. See? Everybody's happy. Everybody see that? Let me get rid of the white writing on here. There. That's one. And... So I'd like to. I'm thinking I'd like to... try and do maybe some of election night will be a Zoom call. And I think I can make it work so that if somebody's talking, they get to be the Zoom window. So you'd have me over here. We'd have somebody over on the other side. Let's say right in this area right here. I'll bring it up. This was the last guest cam we had on here. Was, I think it was David with Snopes. So over in this area, we'd have... Boop, 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 boop. Okay, it's not coming up, but you can kind of see. There it is. Come on up. Come on up. Oh, it's not. It's not. Yeah, it is. Oh, for the love of God, it takes forever to get to the top. There we go. So where it says Snopes, we'd have me normally, then we'd have Snopes. Let me get rid of it now. But to give you an idea, and the Zoom person would be over there, so I could... yeah, we could have a speaker view, etc., or put it somewhere else. We have a map. We're watching the broadcast. We could do that. The gallery view with a whole bunch of people, the Brady Bunch view, We could do that too, but it gets really, really small. For people holding it on a phone, a gallery view then, is essentially the size of my fingernail. And, well, the gallery view would be about 2 fingernails on it. Well, I can reflect. Watch. See? I'll reflect the screen. I could pull up YouTube on my phone, but I'm too lazy. And it would be very small if we did gallery view on that. You see a red rose, Primrose Lane? Maybe. Maybe. Let's take a look at the map right here. I think Texas is going blue. I'm putting it leans blue right now. That gets Biden to 328 right there. So where let's put it back to leans pink right now. Biden's at 290, and this is including everything that might go one way or the other. We can throw Nebraska, the single seat in Omaha, because Trump killed off many of the people in Omaha with the cold the other night. So we could give that to Trump, but that doesn't get him much closer. Right now, Biden's at 290. How does Trump? What does Trump take away from Biden at this point? Virginia, Pennsylvania. We can give him New Hampshire. I mean, New Hampshire can go either way. Anybody got some opinions? He's not going to take Hawaii. He could take Nevada. He's been working really hard. He could take Nevada and Arizona. Let's give him to him. Let's just put him as leans. Should we mess with some toss-up seats? The khakis it's a toss-up. So Iowa, let's just give that to Trump. Let's make that leans. Let's give Georgia, with the amount of voting that's going on in Georgia right now, you want to give PA to Trump? Let's give PA to Trump. Oh, wait, that's a toss-up. Sorry, hold on. So I just made that a leans in Pennsylvania. Georgia, we'll give that to Trump. And Florida, if Florida wins, Florida is the most likely of the toss-up states, I think, to go Trump, because for whatever reason, he's making gains with the Hispanic community in Florida. Now, when you say the Hispanic community, that's really not a block. The Hispanic community, especially in Florida, you've got your Cubans and your Puerto Ricans, and they don't vote as a block. I'm for the purposes of the Electoral College, I'm just pushing the swing states slightly one way or the other. So anything pink, red, mauve is all Trump. What's this middle color, guys? Women, help me out here. Kansas, Missouri, what color is that? Coral. I do have dark red, but I don't. Oh, Joanna, you think that? See now, right now, hold on. Let's figure out the toss-up states, because right now, if everything falls in line this way, then we're stuck with Ohio and North Carolina, and whoever wins Ohio and North Carolina takes the cake. So everyone's saying, like Trump is it's out of hand. There's no way Trump can win this. It's entirely possible. He takes Pennsylvania, he takes Florida. Texas should already be in his court. It shouldn't be a question. He takes Arizona, possible. He takes Nevada, very possible. Now all he has to do is take Ohio, which he did before, and he's one vote away. You throw in North Carolina, he's over the line. Salmon is a good one. Salmon works. Pacific salmon. I'm going with Danielle because she says coral. Judges, it's coral. So Danielle and myself were correct. Let's see. Middle color watermelon, also good. That's what your watermelon's got a little bit ripe at that point if it's that color. Blush. Here we are. We're really having a discussion about colors. What is mauve? And that's more of a purpley, right? I had an Ocean Pacific shirt back in the day. Remember OP? It was everything. I was down with OP. Yeah, you know. Coral has more. Sorry. All right. Welcome to Color Talk. I'm your host, Kevin Lee Father. You guys have at it. Carnation pink. Texas is go. So if Biden does take Texas, which I've talked about before, let's put Texas into the likely column. Suddenly Biden wins. But there are paths for now. Everybody was like, oh, Beto's going to take Texas from Cruz. Cruz is repulsive. Oh, yeah, totally, Beto. Everybody loves Beto. He's going to be the next president. Nope. Beto lost. Beto lost Texas. Sorry, I'll tell you what. Because Ted Cruz won and Beto lost so badly, I'm just going to make Texas deep red. Let's get right down to it. What else changes? Suddenly Trump is the president again. What saves us? If this map is what we're seeing on Election Day. By the way, this map is what we're going to see on Election Day. Florida, we flip it the other way. Suddenly Biden's in the column. But it's very likely we see this map on Election Day. Let's see if there's anything else here. We might even see this. Trump 297. Trump close to 300 again. As he says 306, it was 304. He always gets that wrong. But suddenly we're looking again at Trump. Very unlikely he takes Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, because the voting blocks that didn't show up for Hillary, they're showing up in those states this time. Tim Allen famously said, no real man should ever know the difference between mauve and taupe. I don't. Biden equals income suppression. I don't know what that means, Joey Kennedy. Explain to us what income suppression is, and then maybe we'll know. Income suppression. That is a completely new one for me. Let us know also, Joey, if you came up with that yourself or you're getting it from a certain... I like bubblegum. Bubblegum is relatable. No, Biden is a warlock. It's not witchcraft, David. Jesus. Wow. J.K. Rowling would be very, very upset with you. Wait, she has wizards. Does she have warlocks? I don't even know. In Harry Potter, are they warlocks or are they wizards? I fell asleep in every single Harry Potter movie. Kevin Lee's son is here. We could do our impression of a Harry Potter movie if he wants to come in and do it with us. I don't know. We're doing this right now. So right now, Trump wins. Where does Biden come away? This is election night. Things then change as the votes are counted. Where do things change as the vote counts? Pennsylvania does not count their ballots. Biden should win Pennsylvania. Biden wins Pennsylvania. Still doesn't get there. Where else? What saves Biden with the vote count? We've already got Wisconsin. Where else is there a late vote count that is going to save Biden? Hold on a second here. We're going to look it up. States that can't count votes until Election Day. Okay, let's pull up the list here. And I'm just looking for a map. Let me go back and I'll grab a map out of here. See if there's a map that'll tell us. I saw a map online the other day. Let's go to images. And that's the electoral. None of these maps are really, some of them are giving postal maps. Okay, Election Day, pandemic. Let's see here. I'll pull it over there if it's interesting for you guys. Okay, so they're just giving letter grades. Wow, that's amazing that I can't just find a map of who counts votes before Election Day and who doesn't. All right, I'll go to a list. Give me a second. Okay, when counting absentee. Okay, so this is Ballotpedia. This will tell us. Okay, to begin before Election Day. Okay, the remaining states in the District of Columbia allow ballot counting to begin either during the day of election or after the polls close. So we've got Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, D.C., Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana. Just about everybody. That doesn't seem like the right list. Is Pennsylvania even on this list? Why is the count's always in early in Florida, though? They do a really good job at it. VA is blue, so we'll give VA... If we give VA to Joe, he's got it. And VA should be blue. I don't even know why whoever made this map leaned it the other way. So Biden's in good shape then. But if he doesn't win Pennsylvania, that's why they're arguing over Pennsylvania. The fact that they're arguing over Georgia is a very, very, very good sign. For whatever reason, Ballotpedia says that Florida let's see. The remaining states allow ballot counting to begin either during the day, on election day, or after polls close. They're saying Florida doesn't do it, but Florida does. I think Ballotopedia is wrong. I think it's just Ballotpedia. It's not Ballotopedia. LP says, hey, Kevin, do you have the time to give a quick summary of the Hunter Biden story for me, please? It's a mess to try to unpack, and frankly, I'm too politically exhausted to put in due diligence. 2 things you can do. Number 1, David, on Snopes. Snopes has an article on the Biden Post story, does it not? I think we discussed that earlier, so you can read the Snopes article. Here's the thing. There was a laptop that supposedly was brought into a laptop fixing place in Delaware by Hunter Biden. But the gentleman who took the laptop in is blind. Hunter Biden apparently at the time was in California. Okay. For a couple of years now, this laptop has been shopped around. There were reports of Hunter Biden's laptop being available in the Ukraine 18 months ago, 19 months ago. There's all kinds of things. Oh yeah, and then the laptop was put into a FedEx envelope and lost by Tucker Carlson. So the basic premise is even Fox News wouldn't take it. Now Fox and Friends is saying that's not true. No, Fox didn't get a chance to look at it. Rudy Giuliani and who else? Somebody else. Anyway, they've been shopping this laptop around. The FBI has had the laptop for months and months and months, and now apparently, just within the last few hours, it's been announced that the FBI may be doing an investigation, according to the Department of Justice, but I haven't seen any actual official source from the Department of Justice. And let's look that up right now, just to get that out of the way. It'll be trending on Twitter. Although Twitter doesn't allow anything to trend, that's what I heard. Let's see. See more. Walmart. Okay. A viral document detailing a conspiracy theory involving Hunter Biden and business in China. It appears to be created by a fake intelligence firm, NBC News reports. Are you good to go?
No, dude.
What's up? Hi.
The people in the chat wanted to see Kevin Lee Sutton.
Oh, you want to see Kevin Lee Sutton? Okay, hold on. Do you want to do a Harry Potter movie? I told him I fall asleep in every Harry Potter movie. Hold on, I'll make us big.
No, I'll just say hi.
Oh, okay, hold on. Here we go.
Hi.
Hold on. There you are.
I'm Kevin Lee Sutton.
That's Kevin Lee Sutton. He's got a headband because we're going to go netsing. For those of you in America, that's what you guys call tennis.
Remember to vote.
There you go. See? I don't need to be here. You want to take over? Are you ready to go?
No, soon.
Okay, let me know. So that's my spawn. Okay, back to the main feed here. Did you see my post about Biden's taxes making me have to make less money? So Joey, you make more than $400,000? Yes, you should pay more taxes. Yeah, because Biden's taxes aren't going to tax anybody that's making less than $400,000. That's been explained multiple times. So, NBC News is reporting a 64-page document asserting an elaborate conspiracy theory, blah, blah, blah. So you can look at that. Just go to NBCnews.com. It's going to be the lead story right now. Really, nobody is giving it any credence. And here's the thing. Even if Hunter Biden has made a bunch of money, it's not illegal. Senator Grassley and Senator Ron Johnson, who's big into this conspiracy, they did an 87-page report. I read the report. There's nothing in there that's illegal. The money from the mayor of previous mayor of Moscow's wife, $3.5 million, went to a firm that sounds like a firm that Hunter Biden works for, but there's absolutely no evidence that that money actually went to Hunter Biden. Did Hunter Biden work for Burisma? Yes, he did. Was Burisma being investigated at the time? No, it wasn't, nor was Hunter Biden. Did Hunter Biden have experience in oil and gas? Oh, maybe a little. I don't know. Was Hunter Biden a lawyer? And was he hired as a lawyer to represent Burisma legally? Yes. Lawyers do lawyer work. And if you know any lawyers, ask them, hey, have you ever been hired by a plumbing company or somebody that you don't know how to do? Yeah, that's how lawyers work. They're hired to talk the law. not to do the oil and the gas. It's everything I've seen about it so far has been nonsense. Here's the deal. Even if it isn't, also within the report, I should say this. If there was a law broken, there isn't one. That's what the report says. The conclusion of the report clearly states that we will be investigating the ethical violations of this code. That code, says right in there, does not apply to presidents and vice presidents. Biden was vice president. The code doesn't apply to him. So it's all complete nonsense. T-Pole says, actually there is. I don't know what you're saying, actually there is too. T-Pole's, you're like a Trumper or whatever? I don't know. All I see is actually there is. But if somebody has some evidence, it's yet to actually come out. Just a laptop that Tucker Carlson had some hardcore evidence on that disappeared. That for some reason wasn't sent electronically. They took a hard drive or pieces of paper or whatever they did, a thumb drive. I heard a thumb drive last, but who knows? I didn't watch Tucker tonight because whatever. And they sent it via FedEx or UPS. Good morning, Andy. Good to see you. We're just doing election stuff, but nothing big. Where I'm going to be going off to play some tennis with Kevin Lee's son a little bit later. Deep State, yeah, disappeared it. It wasn't UPS at random? Okay. Oh, I'm so happy with UPS because they got Kevin Lee's daughter's birth certificate to me like in a day, overnight. It worked. Kevin Lee's daughter can now go and try and get her license. I told the story the other day about how Kevin Lee's daughter has a passport that's expired. That's her only form of ID. It's expired. It expired during COVID. We can't renew it because of COVID. Now, somebody will say like, well, I just looked on the passport site and you can't. She got it when she was under 16, so it can't be renewed under the COVID. Unless we're taking an emergency trip out of the country and we can't go anywhere. Anyway, so we got so I'm happy with UPS. Did they find it? LP, did they find the evidence? UPS stands for United Progressive State. It does. Progressive Deep State. That's what the D stands for in FedEx. So here's the map, kids. Trump's still winning. What flips? What flips? Oh, they found it. Okay, great. I've got to hear this BS. What BS are we hearing? Should we watch a little bit of Tucker? I can pull up Tucker if we want to pull up Tucker. I want to see a little bit of Kayleigh Macaroni because she always makes me laugh. UPS found Tucker's fake documents. Did Tucker talk about them? Is there a little bit on Tucker about that? You know what we should do is I should pull up Asen because Asen will be on the ball. He'll show us the highlights. Let's go to the Asen there. And okay, here we go.
I like how they go after Scott Atlas because he's not an epidemiologist, but Sanjay Gupta now magically is. I mean, give me a break, Laura. The reality is this. If you look, I put it up on my Instagram a couple days ago because I went through the CDC data because I kept hearing about new infections. But I was like, well, why aren't they talking about deaths? Oh, because the number is almost nothing. Because we've gotten control of this thing. We understand how it works. They have the therapeutics to be able to deal with this. If you look at that, look at my Instagram. It's gone to almost nothing. These people are truly morons. You know what I mean? And I like how they go after Scott Atlas because he's not.
Yesterday, 1,047 Americans died from coronavirus. 1,047. It's almost nothing. How many is it? How many is it, Don Jr.?
Works. They have the therapeutics to be able to deal with this. If you look at that, look at my Instagram. It's gone to almost nothing. These people.
1,047 yesterday. 1,047 Americans dead. Almost nothing. Almost nothing. Jesus fuck. Okay, let's see what happened on the Tucker show here.
overnighted a package to our executive. On Monday, one of our producers in New York overnighted a package to our executive producer, Justin Wells, and to me in Los Angeles. We were there preparing for an interview with a former Biden family business partner called Tony Bobulinski. Somewhere along the way, the contents of that package disappeared. Inside it was a flash drive that contained primary documents pertaining to the Biden family. We should tell you
As Asen says, if you can see that, Asen says, they shipped a flash drive. They did. They shipped a flash drive. They shipped a flash. That's why I'm a little bit incredulous. These are people who shipped a flash drive. So it's all electronic data. Sadly, there's no way to get electronic data from point A to point B. That's why we're all licking on stamps and envelopes all the time. I'm so tired of licking stamps. Because flu season is just starting, Joey. Joey's a conspiracy theorist. Joey, look up extra deaths. Look up excess deaths. This year we've already had 300,000 excess deaths. Look that up. Go to the CDC website and look up the study from the 20th on excess deaths, and then wait till flu season hits. So, by the way, if you haven't had your flu vaccine, now is the time. You want to get it right before Halloween? That's now. If only you could copy electronic data like you could paper. Yeah, I know. There should be like a Xerox for electronic data. That's what they should do. They make it too difficult. That's the problem. It's because of the Ukrainians, I think. Really, if Hillary that's the thing. If you send electronic data by email, Hillary's going to delete that shit. She will bleach bit the fuck out of that data before it gets to you. Mark my words. Grandma has a secret server in her basement. It's in her basement, people. You know how scary basements are. Okay. We don't have Biden winning. What does Biden win? Hold on. Coming over. Help me, people. This is likely the map on election night. Be prepared for this. He could, in fact, Colorado's an almost all mail-in state. So, can they count early? Hold on, let's check. I just got rid of the Ballotopedia thing because I pulled up the number of dead, which just depresses me. Colorado is... Oh, no, it's upon receipt. So, Colorado could very well be in Biden's corner by then. 77.3 million. It's more than that because we don't have the official count. 77 officially. So we're probably looking at 90 million Americans having voted by now. 90 million. So Colorado's already in the right column. Nebraska, you've got your one vote going the other way. Over here, it's all blue. All the tiny states are blue. Maine, they're calling it a toss-up, but we're gonna lean Maine. Biden. Oh, I'm on the wrong. There we go. Let's see. We're just going to make Biden, we're going to give Maine all of Biden. We are still 16 shorts vote. Where is it? Where are those 16 votes on election night that are going to say, hey, Biden's won this thing? Where are the 16 votes on this map that are going to stop a civil war from happening? Guantanamo Bay doesn't get an electoral vote, T-polls. But, well, David, yeah, you and Soros got together and your 60 million ballots, but those cannot be counted because you sent them to Guam. So you can't be right about everything. No, because the map will change. I put that map out there as well, how the map will change between, let's go see what I sent at the time because I based it off polls at the time. How do I even find that? See what I called it. See if I can pull it up just by rote memory. Okay, latest. No, that's not what I call it. Oh, did I call it ejection day? Hold on. Let's see if I use my hashtag on it. And I Probably did, because I'm all about my hashtags. Holy smokes, other people are using my hashtag. Yay. I'm sure other people came up with it as well. But China doesn't get any votes, Joey. I know you're trying to be funny, but come up with something funny. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm not finding it there either. I don't even know if you guys are interested in that. But there is, I think, the Washington Post. Crap, I can't find it. Come on. One more search. One more search. Talk amongst yourselves. Kevin Lee's son's going to be ready to go in a moment. I don't know. I can't take it up. Biden being a serious candidate for the highest position in America is funny. He was a vice president for 8 years, T-Polls. I'm not sure why that's funny. Yeah. AZ will turn blue? Okay, well, there it is then. It will, but when does Arizona get to count its mail-in votes? Let's find out. Arizona processing can begin on 10/20. Yeah, they can count early. So there it is right there. This we might get this map. If enough of Arizona. Here's the thing though. Trump has been No, we're not there. Scratch that. Arizona can turn blue and Biden's only at 265, according to our map. We need 5 votes. Where are they? On election day, on election night. So that Trump can't declare himself the winner. We need 5 votes. It's not going to be Utah. Probably won't be Nevada. Why does media talk about Trump degrading veterans from Atlantic but won't mention Biden being in bed with China? There's absolutely zero evidence that Joe Biden has ever taken money from China. We have all of his taxes for the last 23 years. Joe Biden's taxes are old enough to vote now. That's how long Joe Biden has been turning in his taxes. He's not a mystery financially. We know exactly how much he's made. He has no outrageous purchases. He was a senator, made decent money. Then he was a vice president, made $400,000, also decent money. Came out of that, wrote a couple of best-selling books. And when you do that, when you write a New York Times bestseller or two, and you've been vice president, and you can go give speeches for $20,000 a shot, which is insane, but that's the way the world works. There's nothing unusual about him and Dr. Jill Biden pulling in $15 million since he was vice president. That's to the victor goes the spoils. That's fine. There's nothing unusual about Joe Biden's taxes. Now, if we take a look at Trump's taxes on the... Oh, that's right. We don't have Trump's taxes. So... Do you think he would submit that on his taxes? Yes, Joey, or he would be in jail. You know, the easiest way to get caught and go to jail in this, well, just ask Paul Manafort. Tax evasion. They would catch him on tax evasion. Where do you think all that money is? He has 2 houses. He's got a house and he's got a lake house. Not unusual for someone who's 78 years old, has been in politics his whole life, and now has best-selling books. Nothing out of the ordinary. If he has been taking money illegally and has managed to hide it, then he's a criminal mastermind, and I want him in charge of this country because he will do wonderful things for America. Yeah, if those Chinese documents of all that money of Biden was out there. Unfortunately, he can't release them because all that Chinese money is under audit. What are you going to do? Guys, we need 5 votes. Where are they? Pennsylvania. That's where they are, but not until after election night. Trump is lost. Biden wins. But on election night, we might be looking at this because they're not going to call Pennsylvania. Florida, they'll probably call. Ohio, they might not call. Biden's at 265. Trump is at 235. But if Trump decides, no, the vote should be counted now. And keep in mind, the Supreme Court just voted to allow a couple of states to count votes after they arrive after Election Day. Here's the problem. The Supreme Court could decide to take a look at that again, and now Amy Coney Barrett is there. And even though it was 5-3 before? Now it becomes 5-4, and if one of the justices takes a look at it and decides to flip, Justice Kennedy, then you've got a situation where, for example, Pennsylvania is taking all the votes that arrive after Election Day, keeping them separately. So that if the Supreme Court decides, nope, you know what? Those votes shouldn't count. They're not counted. And Trump is president again. This all just sucks. Hello, executive producer Rich. Executive producer Rich, I told them that you were taking care of the logistics on the shirts and that we would be sending them out. So Rich is a good guy. He's an executive producer now. So thank him. For those of you who are getting t-shirts eventually, it's because of Rich. His work, I should say. It's because of your money coming in. If you're a $25 contributor or more, Rich is taking care of the details. And Rich, if your wife is around, thank you very much to your wife. Because I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, but I think your wife has a contact with a t-shirt company that she trusts, and that's the t-shirt company that we're going to be using. So thank you to executive producers, Rich Mac's wife. She is also an executive producer. Because California, everything is split right down the middle. So tell her she's an executive producer. I don't know if she knows anything about what you do on the computer. She probably assumes you're just looking at kiddie porn. Oh, boy. Let's go. We watched a little bit of ASIN. Let's go back to ASIN here and see if there's anything else on here we need to take a look at. They shipped a flash drive.
They're not being transparent with you about doing. They're going for herd immunity. They're not being transparent with you about that. But that is what they're going for. And in order to do that, as the science says,
good night, LP.
That will kill thousands upon thousands
Dr.
upon
Atlas
thousands of people,
knows less
hundreds of
about
thousands of
fighting
people.
pandemics than my chiropractor.
Yeah, there is no when it.
Probably true. A lot of chiropractors know a lot about the medicines. We saw that before. Almost nothing. Oh, you know what it's doing? It's not doing these in chronological orders for me. Let's go back. There we go. Now we're in chronological order. Let's go back to Tucker. Ace, and if you're watching, hi, what's up? Let's see here. They shipped a flash drive. What's this? Okay. Everything is they shipped a flash drive. I love this picture. I'll show you this picture. This is what I love, kids. This is a great shot. Somebody retweeted this. Mystery Solvent retweeted this on the Twitters today and said, Trump canceled his rally because it was windy. It's a great shot. Well done. I'm assuming, I don't know if that's a campaign shot or it's Getty, but it's just a wonderful shot. It gives me hope. It's cleansing. It's very cleansing. We need that right now. And here we go. That's old, so we're not going to look at that. Let me get rid of that. Let's pull up KK for a laugh.
Your secret weapon, and that is you've got 2.5 million door knockers going.
Stop playing the game, says AW. Are you an A and W? Because if so, I want some of that root beer. Did you know that A and W is not allowed to put ice in their root beer? It's true. A and W root beer should be served in a frosty mug. That's when it's best. But they're not allowed to put ice in their root beer to water it down. You can ask for ice and then put it in there yourself. But honestly, you don't want to do that. A&W root beer should be served chilled in a frosty mug. So if you're going through the drive-thru at A&W, you're doing it wrong. Stop it. He is Joe 50 years of failure. He's really not. He's accomplished one hell of a lot, and he was our vice president for 8 years. So, I mean, I wish people would respect the office. That's what the Trumpers always say. You don't respect the office. Well, I respect the office. I don't respect that guy. God, I could use a good root beer for it right now. Let's see what KK Macaroni has to say.
Door to door, right?
That's exactly right. We actually have what's called a ground game. Democrats didn't do that this year. They haven't been knocking on doors. And look, it's paying dividends, Steve. I'm sitting here in Miami-Dade County. The president and the rest of the team were about to take off across Florida. But in Miami-Dade County, as of yesterday, we are 6 percentage points ahead of Democrats in the early vote. That is historic. That is historic turnout for Republicans. Statewide, we have won 10 days straight of
What did she say?
Early voting. We know Democrats typically have an absentee advantage, but we've been eating away at that. 2/3, in fact. We've ate away at their advantage by 2/3. And on election.
We've eaten away. She's the press secretary for the White House. We've eaten away. We've ate away at that. Jesus. Oh, wow. Wow, here she is.
Absolutely. This president will always put America first. He will always protect American citizens. We will not see diseases like the coronavirus come here.
9 million cases. 9 million cases. 228,213 dead. We ate away at it.
Day, when the Trump coalition turns out, we will win the great state of Florida. We will win this election.
So Joe Biden's brother, he was confronted by a Fox News reporter at his house in Maryland, and he refused to answer questions from the reporter about Tony Bobulinski. Watch this.
In Philadelphia, what do you say to Philadelphia residents that are outraged by yet another unarmed black man being shot by police?
On your health care plan, do you have a bill ready to drop? And what did you learn from the ACA passage that's going to guide how you work on the improvements to the ACA, particularly whether you're going to work with Republicans?
Okay, so Kayleigh, I thought we had the video of the reporter, but you know
I was wondering,
confronted his brother outside.
Why are they showing this? This is Biden answering questions, tough questions, real questions, without a teleprompter, wearing 2 masks. But yeah, way to own him, Fox and friends.
Out of his house.
Joey, it's not a 99.96 survival rate. That's not even close to being accurate. It's 97.4. So 2.6% of the people who are diagnosed with coronavirus will die from coronavirus. That's the real survival rate. I'm not making that up. Go look at Johns Hopkins. It's right there. Look at world data. That's where these stats are from. 228, 213. The trusted source. So it's getting better. The more we test, the more cases we find, the lower your case fatality rate is going to be. That's what you want, more cases. You want to find all the asymptomatic cases. But yeah, it's not 99 point whatever. It's not even close. That's false, completely false.
And he said, go away, basically, I'm not going to answer your questions. But then you just saw video of Joe Biden yesterday. He took a few questions from reporters.
Right. The thing you keep saying, he won't take questions from reporters and he keeps using a teleprompter, not true.
Steve said, was it your son, Steve, that was out there? There was a reporter from Fox asking questions about Joe Biden's son, Hunter.
He wanted to ask a question, but you know how the Biden campaign works. They said the vice president would take some questions, and questions is plural, and they took 2 questions. And as soon as he answered a question about Philadelphia violence and about health care, he turned around and got out before anybody could ask him about Tony Bobulinski.
Why are they staying so silent?
Yeah, it's incredible. Look, think about this. So Joe Biden still has not...
You're not answering any questions. Well, I'll answer a couple of questions. Why are you being so silent? Well, because the corona death cases and the deaths, they're down to practically nothing. Take a look at my Instagram.
Denied the substance of this allegation. We have emails, we have text messages, we have a first-hand witness in Tony Bobulinski that says that Joe Biden is compromised by China. He profited off China during his time in government, profited from foreign governments on the taxpayers' dime. Good for Fox News for asking that question, because Ainsley, this is...
It's always about asking the questions. It's not about the actual evidence. It's always about asking the questions.
Is the great journalistic malpractice of our time that they refuse to ask questions. We have it verified, we have documents, and they won't ask a single question. Good for Fox News, because the rest of journalism has abdicated their duty to get the truth for the American people.
Fox News was not able to ask the question of Joe Biden because the campaign keeps him away from the press.
But Fox News did go out there to ask his brother at his house.
Jimmy.
No, the other Doocy is there. When Biden is there, the other Doocy is on the campaign trail with him. They're not being kept away. That's complete nonsense. It's just, I mean, it's just a lie. He's there. You can see him cover. Anytime they break to coverage, Doocy's there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are they related, the two Deuces?
So let's talk about the president really utilized in 2016. You weren't doing this job, but utilized Facebook better than anybody else and helped him propel to victory. And no one really did more for Twitter than the president of the United States, because he used it as main source of communication. But it hasn't stopped both those entities, perhaps, from turning on him and your campaign. And that was the subject that was brought up as the tech centers heads went to Capitol Hill yesterday, or at least offered themselves as interview subjects yesterday in front of the Commerce Committee. Listen to Ted Cruz go at Jack Dorsey, who was barely up.
Twitter have the ability to influence elections.
No, we are one part of a broad spectrum of communication channels that people have.
Twitter, when it silences people, when it censors people, when it blocks political speech, that has no impact on elections.
People have choice of other communication channels with which.
Not if they don't hear information.
My question is, how did they capture Luke Skywalker, and why hasn't Trump gotten him out yet? I'm worried.
For Twitter than the president of the United States, because he uses it as main source of communication. But it hasn't stopped both those entities, perhaps, from utilized in 2016. You weren't doing this job, but utilized Facebook better than anybody else and helped him propel to victory. And no one really did more for Twitter than the president of the United States.
Shut up.
Offered themselves as interview subjects yesterday in front of the Commerce Committee. Listen to Ted Cruz go at Jack Dorsey, who was barely up.
Yeah, we just saw this.
Twitter have the ability to influence elections.
No, we are one part of a broad spectrum of communication.
Yeah, we got to get him out of there. I'm worried about the guy. Don't show this to his parents. They're already heartbroken.
Channels that people have.
Twitter, when it silences people, when it censors people, when it blocks political speech, that has no impact on elections.
People have choice of other communication channels with which.
Not if they don't hear information.
Everything that anybody says can have an impact on elections. What? Why are we targeting Twitter? Literally, the First Amendment keeps Congress. There are 538 people that the First Amendment applies to. It's not about, hey, everybody has to give everybody free speech. Everybody, you have a newspaper, you have to cover both candidates equally. Oh, you're Twitter, you have to criticize both candidates. That's not what the First Amendment says at all. The First Amendment says Congress cannot pass laws restricting anybody else doing what they want. Ted Cruz is one of 538 people on the planet that the First Amendment applies to. Idiot.
Mr. Dorsey, who the hell elected you and put you in charge of what the media are allowed to report and what the American people are allowed to hear? And why do you persist?
Who the hell built Twitter from the ground up, from nothing, from an idea, from a seed, and germinated to the point where it has become an international platform for a freedom of... Oh, it was you? Okay, well, I yield my time.
in behaving as a Democratic super PAC, silencing views.
Twitter did take a vow to fight misinformation, and the reason that the Democrats are so seldom tagged for disinformation, it's misinformation they call it on Twitter, is because they really don't do it. There are 3 specific areas that Twitter will tag as disinformation. Not going to get into them, but it's and the Republicans and Trump keep doing it over and over again. It's like, okay, you can't tell lies about elections. Oh, well, now you're censoring me. It's unfair. It's freedom of speech. You're just and you're against conservative. No. You're giving misinformation about elections. We don't allow misinformation about.
To the contrary.
Yay for Allison. What happened? What happened, Allison?
Your political beliefs.
We're not doing.
Depending on the young woman's decision, of course. I'm guessing 3 different things, but I don't want to say any of them. What are you marrying a young woman, Allison? Congratulations.
That. And this is why I opened.
Oh, another grandchild. Hey, congratulations, Allison. Judges, are we happy for Allison? We are. Another Stormborn coming soon. Or at this point, Storm Unborn, I guess. Soon to be Stormborn.
This hearing with calls for more transparency.
Well, Dorsey would just calm down a little bit and answer the question. Kayleigh, what does the campaign plan on doing? You got 5 days left. All these stories have been sidelined. The president's already been frozen and blocked 65 times. Are you guys helpless?
Yeah.
Yes.
Joe Biden censored 0 times, notably. No, because we're taking our message directly to the American people. We'll be making 5 rally stops a day. 5. 1,000 show up. Literally, we had 25,000 people show up in Omaha. These are historic crowds. The president takes his message directly.
And we didn't have the buses to get them back to their cars, and it was 20 degrees outside. So, yes, that you are letting us know what your message is. I will use you, and then you're fucked. That's it.
To the American people, and shame on Jack Dorsey. As the New York Post noted today, this is a mob artist. This is a shakedown effort to say, delete the Hunter Biden story. The media won't report on it. Social media will censor it. Delete it, or we will censor the 4th largest newspaper in the United States. We will block them from social media. Big tech needs to be handled, and this president in a 2nd term will do just that, because there needs to be equity. There needs to be a lack of.
So what she's saying is big tech needs to be censored.
Censorship. This is what happens in North Korea, not in the United States of America.
Well, it's.
And that's the end of it. Kids, Kevin Lee's son leaves tomorrow, flies out of here. So I'm going to spend time with him tonight. He's ready to do some netsing. And we will see you tomorrow, I'm sure. Now that he's out of here, I'll have time to devote to my real family. Kevin Lee daughter. So we're going to go hit the ball back and forth, and we will see you guys later. Everybody have a good night. Keep your eye on the Electoral College. I don't know what that means. Guys, thanks for joining us. Even the Trump trolls, thanks for being here. Joey, you did a good job. You weren't just an idiot. You were occasionally saying something that made sense, so I appreciate that. All right, we will see you tomorrow. You know what? I'm not even going to do... Normally I do the credits at this point. I'm not even going to do the credits because then I have to wait around for about another 2 minutes to stop the stream. I'm just going to stop the stream, and I hope everybody understands because I want to squeeze in every possible moment. I don't know when I'm going to see Kevin Lee's son again because nobody's traveling. So it might be next year before I see my kid, so I'm going to go play with him right now. Good night, everybody. You know what? Should I just, I could just leave the chat running. I could just leave the stream going and leave the chat running if you guys want. Does anybody want to do that to chat, or just we'll see you guys tomorrow? Let me know. An executive producer or a producer can make that call. Let me know. I can stop the stream, or I can leave the chat going. You guys must be heavily delayed. I think Kevin Lee's son is watching out because I can hear him talking. I think he's talking in the background. Okay, I'm not getting any feedback on that, so I'm just going to stop the stream because I'm not seeing anybody saying, go with your son. Yeah, I will. Okay, I'm going to stop the stream. I'm going to go one way or the other. European Spectator with about 1 million questions. Sorry, Andy. We're going to be back. We'll be back. Actually, yeah, I'll leave it open. So you guys can... oh, no, Andy said bye. So that's that.